Hey, hey, it says we are live. And look who I have. Yes, he's very happy to be home. I know. Yes. He is pretty much back to his spunky self. Um, but he's on 5 different medications, which is a little mind-boggling. but yeah, here's a little man. He's got a shaved belly from getting his ultrasound done, and he's got his little blood draw IV legs, but he's here. He made it. Now we're just like watching him like a hawk in the backyard because I rent, so I can't just pull up the palm trees, which were the culprit, the sago palms. So if you have little critters and sago palms, keep in mind, we've lived here since February and he's never touched them, never thought it was an issue. But apparently he decided that now was the time to chew on it and think it was a treat. So, all right, you got to get down so I can do my show, okay? Yeah, you good with that? Thank you. Okay, down you go. So thank you, everyone who has been so supportive of helping me get his vet bill paid, which was just shy of $2,000. Yeah. And he's the youngster. It's like I have 2 old dogs that I figured would be, the ones that needed vet care. But no, the youngster has to be the one that gets into trouble. All right, am I coming through for you guys okay? Because I was literally in a panic right before hitting go live. I have been fighting with my internet company all morning because when I do a speed test, it shows I have 0 upload speed. Oh, good. Yeah, and 0 upload speed would mean that I would not be able to stream this to you. So that would be a very bad thing. Okay, I'm relieved. Maybe, I'm telling you, the squeaky wheel gets the grease. I have been on these guys for, well, months now. There's been issues and I am all about like you need to get what you pay for, or if they cannot provide what customers are paying for, cut the bills. I'm sorry, it might hurt your bottom line, but you can't sell something and overpromise and completely underdeliver and expect people not to be upset. So, and I think school started today. Maybe not. Maybe it starts next week. I'm looking at the calendar. Oh no, it starts next Monday. So I'm a little scared about that. But the only thing is, I figure everybody's worried about all the kids jumping online to do their school stuff. Those kids are already streaming online, playing games, doing that. So I don't think we'll see too bad of an increase here. Yes. And I try to keep up with the chat, you guys, but there are a lot of you talking and I do tend to miss things. So if something's super important for me to see, write it in like all caps or something. You can yell at me. I'm giving you permission. So, because I don't like to miss when you are throwing questions at me. So, and let's keep it nice over there. Usually do. Haven't had a problem yet, but as the channel grows and more people come on, it's bound to happen. We're bound to get some questionable stuff in there. Yeah, thank you, everyone. Thank you. I literally, to those of you who shopped in my eBay store, I am about 1/3 of the way through packaging up all the packages that need to go out. And yeah, I'm shooting video, of course. So I will have a couple of shipping videos this week to show all of the things that sold. Yep. I actually had to use packing slips this time, which I don't ever do anymore. So yeah. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh, Nancy just had a Frenchie eat a ribbon from a face mask and a piece of plastic at the same time. $4,000 dog. Yeah. See, that's what I thought. Hi, Sandra. Oops, how do I get this? That's what I thought we had at first. I thought he had a blockage because he eats everything. This is the dog who ate the arm of my leather sofa. So I thought for sure he had something bound up in there and was going to need surgery or whatever. Yeah, I was not expecting poisoning at all, at all. We're going to talk about the USPS. We are going to talk about it. Hey, let's talk about it. So as most of you probably know, that there is a little war going on between the USPS and the new, what is he, the Postmaster General, like he's in charge of all the USPS. And I am not going to get political, even though this is very political. But what I'm going to say is what is happening right now is what happens on a school ground, playground between rivals. Okay, you have one side that wants something, and you have the other side that has the means to give that something, but doesn't want to give that something unless this side does it the way that they want it. And that's kind of what's going on right now. Now, here's my philosophy on this. Do not panic. We are all on a level playing field. This is a national event. People are aware. Your customers are aware. eBay is aware. eBay is very aware. I've actually talked to some of the executives at eBay who they're in very, very close contact with the USPS. This is a major issue for eBay. And so I don't get myself worked up about it because I know eBay's working on it. It is in eBay's best interest to get this worked out, obviously. So eBay is putting a lot of time and energy into working with the USPS. And also, I believe what will happen is as this whole mail-in ballot issue gets worked out, we will see things calm down and get fixed up. Now, what I am very, very much hoping is also happening with this new Postmaster General is that he is going in and fixing some antiquated systems, updating from the time when letter mail was the main revenue source, and getting things up to speed where we are no longer just a first-class mail facility. We are a package delivering service, which is truly what the USPS has become. They have to get up to speed with their equipment. So you hear about all the sorting equipment's being ripped out and all like updated. It's being updated to be able to handle. You don't want a business that relies on everybody doing overtime. And that's one of the issues is there has been so much extra payroll payout because systems are behind and outdated. And this is my hope that they are getting everything up to speed to where it needs to be. Maybe some better, scanning of what goes through. I mean, I'd actually be on board with the whole mail-in ballot thing if the equipment was made to scan, verify, whatever needs to be done, to make that something not just for this year, but all, election year stuff. I mean, that'd be great, wouldn't it? If we didn't have to actually go stand in a line, if it was actually safe and trusted to be able to cast your ballot by mail, I don't think anybody would be against that. But we have got to get things up to speed. And I know, I see what you're saying there, Sticky Art, that the Postmaster General has $750 million invested in USPS competitors. Price of shipping has doubled over the past. So, okay, let's suppose that's true. And I have not verified that. I don't know. I know a lot of the times the news can kind of twist and turny things. If he does, if FedEx and UPS are his thing, we as eBay sellers we're going to be able to find a way to ship our stuff. Maybe he is going to bring the first class stuff over to FedEx, UPS. Okay, That's still a win. Competition is good. There's nothing wrong with competition. I mean, and I've heard that he has invested in both FedEx and UPS. They're competitors. And there you go. So the thing is, it's out of our hands. And we can spend time agitating and worrying about it, or we can keep an eye on it, watch the information given to us, and be able to flex and change our business and our shipping model however we need to do. Now, there was said that they are taking away those deep discounts that they have given out, that's going to go away for. Notice they didn't do it immediately. See, this is negotiations going on. They didn't do it yet, which tells me they're using it as a tool to negotiate. So both sides are negotiating. I know Trump has said he will fully fund the post office, but Congress cannot bring him this big packed, full of all this other stuff that has nothing to do with the post office and get him to sign yes. Like, this is what makes me crazy. I mean, around here, we solve one problem at a time. I really wish our government would solve one problem at a time instead of trying to lump the entire world's problems into a package and sign it and make it all so. Okay, there's my little quasi-political rant for the day. I think both sides are like just playing schoolyard games. And it's sad that we, the people who really are in control, or should be, are the ones that pay the price. We just got to take that power back. Got to do it. Write to your congressman. Hey, tweet. I'm not a big Twitter person. Tweet to Trump. Remind him that small eBay sellers are being affected by this. Maybe he doesn't know. Maybe he really doesn't know how much it's affecting us. Shoot him, tag him in a tweet. Go for it. If we all did that, how could he ignore it, right? Yeah. Yep. All right. I do not want you guys to go over there and get into any political wars in the chat. Now I got to kind of keep my eye over there because that was not what I meant this for. Those that know me know that I don't like labels. I don't vote on a letter at the end of somebody's name. I look at policies, principles, and outcomes of things and what I want to see happen in this world. And yeah. All right. No more Trump talk. No more Trump talk. Okay, let's cut it. Let's look at some stuff that's sold. Okay, let's get off of that topic because that could get really ugly. Okay, so I'm just going to, okay, you guys, I'm counting on you. It's okay to disagree and have differences of opinions. Just keep it kind. Just keep it kind. We are all in this human race together, right? We are all in this. We are all affected by this issue. And we have maybe different ideas how it should be resolved. But we should all have compassion and empathy for one another and just be kind in how you're saying things. Just be kind. Yeah. Let's look at pretty things. I agree. Okay. So I went to Arizona on Friday with my friend who, her business cleans out houses for banks. So these houses have gone into foreclosure and they've been abandoned. And so she does, she does the clean outs, but she also does like the maintenance. So she has to go in, make sure there's no squatters, make sure there's no like catastrophes, and do some yard work. So we had about 10 houses to go do on Friday. And so I went out with her. We left at like 7 in the morning. We got home at 9 o'clock at night because we passed a Goodwill. Yeah, that's what it was. We passed a Goodwill. And me passing a Goodwill is like, passing the cows on the side of the road. It's like, oh, look, there's a Goodwill. And she's like, want to go? And I was like, are you kidding me? Like, are you? Yeah. So we actually ended up hitting 5 thrift stores in between having to go inspect and go through all these houses. So on my video Saturday, I did include some footage of a couple of the houses where she doesn't have the clean out yet. So everything's still in the houses. But I wanted to show you what people leave behind and why stuff ends up at the thrift store. She takes a lot of stuff to thrift stores. And the one house, it was bad. It was so bad. Oh my gosh. You know, the refrigerators, the power's off and it's been off for months and it's 120 degrees. So can I just give you that image of what the smell is like? And then you add in animal stuff all over the carpet and oh, it was really, yeah. I barely got through talking on the video where I was like showing them. I was like, oh, it was so bad. I was so thankful for a mask, although I wasn't even wearing it at that point. But I went and I did get my mask. It was like, oh, it was bad. It was bad, 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 bad. So, okay. So from those thrift stores, I got all of my goodies around me to share with you and do some research, because that's what we do here, is we do live research. I try to resist the urge to look things up before I do this with you guys. So what I'm seeing is I'm seeing it for the first time along with you. I buy on gut feeling, unless it's something I really don't know about, but I suspect it can be good, then I will look 1 or 2 things up. But generally, I don't look stuff up. I pull it off the shelf based on just what it is, how it grabs me, and the price. And if I think I can at least double my money at the booth if it's not a good eBay item. Answer what question? Did I miss a question, Lorraine? Not sure what your question was. Like I said in the beginning, it's like this chat goes really fast and I could spend the entire time reading over here and watching for questions, or I could show you cool stuff. I do try to watch for the questions. Also, those of you who are regulars, I am looking for some people who would like to be moderators over in the chat, who would also be able to help me kind of pinpoint when there's a question that I need to take note of. Yep. So let's talk about looking stuff up at the store. So this is the whole reason why I'm called the niche lady, because when you develop a niche, and how I have developed a niche is that I'm buying the same type of items like over and over and over again. They're different items. I probably never buy the same thing twice, but it's within a category of items that I have sold long enough and I know what the market will bear. I know when I get out of my niche, when I get into things that I don't know about, such as like, okay, some of my non-niche items are ephemera, like paper goods, jewelry, military stuff, toys. I don't know that stuff. I don't know that stuff well enough to pick it off of a shelf and put it in my cart. And that means sometimes I leave stuff behind. I know I get comments like, you left such and such. I'm like, yeah, I can't buy it all. No one seller can grab it all. They just can't. So yeah, so I encourage you to, thank you, Yvonne. I'll get you hooked up on the next one. Absolutely. Oh, by the way, Yvonne, Thrifty Rich, has a channel also with thrifting videos, and she does a live haul. So be sure you go over and check out her channel as well. She is a friend of mine. So what was I saying? Yes. So I want you to be able to go out and thrift quickly. So often what I see, and I've done a lot of these events, I used to call them Day with Danny's, or I would take a group out And y'all want to sit there on your phones and look everything up. And let me tell you what's happening. While you are stopping to look up, I know I'm teasing you with the cute little zebra. I almost called him a giraffe. While you're sitting looking that item up, over on the next shelf, another reseller is grabbing good stuff. So, and I do not encourage grab and then go to a corner and look it up, because now you're cheating somebody else out of something if you end up putting that back on the shelf. So I don't like that method. I like just be confident in what you're picking up and buying, and make mistakes. Make mistakes. If it is under $5 and it ends up being worth $5, you have lost nothing and you have gained an education. So keep that in mind. A lot of my knowledge comes from the mistakes I've made over the last 22 years of selling on eBay. Just has. So yes, I want you guys to have confidence in what you're picking up off the shelf, and you do that, but digging in and just really learning about the different things that are out there. And, you know, and like, not just watch my channel, there's other great channels out there. Crazy Lamp Lady, I learned stuff from Crazy Lamp Lady. Goodness, there was 2 potteries that starts with an E. Yvonne, you know what I'm talking about. It's an East Coast pottery. I can't even think of it right now. It's blue and white, like the salt glaze. Eldrith pottery. So I learned about that. I was out in an antique store, bought a piece, and I made 30 bucks on it. I bought Pigeon Forge pottery mugs. I've made money on those because I watched another reseller. Like, you can never know it all in this business. So like, people call me a know-it-all. I'm like, I am still learning. I still watch YouTube videos every night. Yvonne, she picks up stuff and I watch, and she knows about this new glass out there called like fire and ice glass that I'm like, what? A glass that I don't know about? So yeah, there's so much information to learn out there. It's amazing. Thanks, Shay. Like, yes, when I in my chatty, yeah. I'm trying. I am trying to drop you guys the gems that will make you money. Because fire and light, thank you, fire and light. I'm seeing, I mean, I may not get to answer all the comments and, you know, in the Niche to Profit group on Facebook, which has grown like a whole bunch in the past couple of months, but there's a lot of stuff asked in there, a lot of things posted in there that do a little research, go and like test on something somebody else has bought and go see what you can find. That's how it'll all get stored in your brain. And I love learning about this stuff. Yes, yes, yes. Okay. No Goodwill in UK. What do you have in UK? You have tag sales though. Is that, or no, boot sales. That's what it's called, boot sales. I've watched my friends in the UK go into those boot sales, and I am so envious. And for those that don't know, a boot sale is like, it's like our flea market, and the boot is like like our trunk of the car, you know, kind of thing. Yeah, yeah. You just sold another, what's an F&L? Oh, fire and light glass for $180. Auction just closed. I gotta find me some. I'm on a quest now. Yes. All right. This guy, he appeared in 2 videos actually. I picked him up because I thought he was Blue Sky Clayworks, but I don't think he is. Now his tag, he's modern. He had a UPC down there. So the reason I picked him up at $3.49 was he's emotional. He sparks joy. Like, how many of you talked about the zebra? I had people saying, hey, did you get the zebra? He brings out that emotional thing in people. So he's an easy $15 to $20 on eBay because of that, because he's just cute. And the keywords I can use, that's the other thing. I have to have keywords. So he is a what do we call him? Comical or funny zebra iridescent porcelain candle holder. He'll get found. So yeah. I thought for sure he was Blue Sky Clayworks though. That's really thought that he was. I will be selling him. Yes, he will be going up on eBay, everything. I'm going to get caught up. I have 2 recruits starting tomorrow for listing because I just can't keep up. Animated. I like that word too. Thank you. I like the animated word. So, and this is now you know, you watch me, I skim through the metal stuff. Metal is not my thing. I'm not really attracted to the metal stuff. But this kind of called to me because roosters are a thing right now, and it did look vintage, and I liked the size, and then I really liked when I turned it over, it says it was made in Italy. I wish this thing would just focus. There we go. Italy. And I don't believe I've seen a trivet made in Italy like this. So, and it was only $2. So let's see what we can find. I'm going to share my screen. We're on an eBay page here. And let's put, we know it is a, we'll go Rooster trivet. Now I'm not putting the Italy in yet because I first want to see what comes up. I'm going to sort by highest. Now these are active. What we want are the solds. So now I've sorted by highest, so I'm just going to kind of scan down. And again, this is how I learn. Now, I would have never thunk that these things were still good sellers, but there you go. These are the cast iron ones. So it looks like colorful ones do well. All right. And I'm not finding my guy yet. Finding similar, but not, there are a lot of them with the handles. This, ooh, this is a brass one in the same shape. So let me come back on and show you. I don't know if you can see, it's the same design, only this one is either pewter or silver plate. I'm going to say silver plate because it's tarnished. And that one is brass. So right there, I'm thinking, okay, I'll get $20 for him. Should be piece of cake. Oh, wait, what did it say about it? And then I go, okay, what other words did they use? Italy. Okay. Maybe I will go back up and put Italy up in the title. Okay, so there's 2 of them. You can see, trying to make the screen a little bigger. Oh, you know what I was going to do for you guys? I always forget to do this right before the show. Let me just, boom. Oh, I'm making them, I got to get on the right screen here. Okay. There we go. There we go. Does that help? Does that help a little bit? Make it a little bigger on the screen? I was trying to help. All right. I'm sorry, I get stuck over like reading your comments over there. So does anyone recommend a video that talks about building in sellers' hidden cost to listing? And I just want to address that, Sandra. So first, what do you mean by hidden cost? So a seller on eBay has the cost of the item. There are listing fees, which are either in the form of a store subscription, which has some free listings built in, or you've gone over your amount and now you have to pay by the listing. And then there is PayPal fees, which are going to change into managed payment fees, which basically just means that the final value fee, aka commission that eBay takes, is going up by, it's going from 9.15 to 11.5. And it's, the big difference is that you're going to pay that 11.5 on sales tax now as well. So you've got all of those fees. Now, if you do free shipping, then you have to figure that in. I don't do free shipping because I want to keep the accounting as easy to do as possible. And the way I do that is by just letting eBay calculate the shipping and show the customer how much their shipping is, because it varies depending on where you go. So as far as hidden fees, there's no hidden fees. You know what all the fees are, and you have to have a margin that takes into account all of those costs of doing business. And the thing that most sellers forget about, and buyers do too sometimes, is your time. You need to figure out what your time is worth. So figure the average listing from start to finish, figure you've got at least 15 minutes into that item. That's conservative. I mean, at 15 minutes, you can do 4 items an hour. At 20 minutes, you can do 3 items an hour. So now figure out what is the minimum amount that you would be willing to go take a job for. Would you work for $5 an hour? I would hope not. Would you work for $10 an hour? Maybe. Some will. 15, 20? What is your hourly salary requirement? Now, take those items, and let's just say you can do 4 complete items an hour, and let's say you want to make $40 an hour. And there's no reason why you shouldn't, right? Don't cheat yourself. So that means you need to make $10 per item as your net profit after expenses. So you'll hear me say often that I'm looking for $20 bills, because if I can price things that I buy for $1 to $5 in the $20 and up range, I've now accounted for all of those fees, and I'm making a good hourly wage. Make sense? I hope. Oh, yeah, it's true. The cost of the packing too. I already figured the time element in there, but yeah, you've got boxes and bubble wrap and tape and peanuts and whatever else you need. Yeah. So if you sell that Rooster trivet at $19.99, what is your profit when all fees are paid? So if let's just round it to 20, because that's an easier number to compute. So let's say eBay is going to take 11.5%. Okay, wait. I got to pull up the calculator for that one. I'm not that good at math. So 20. So I'm going to collect, let's say it goes in a flat rate envelope for $8. So I've collected $28 times 11.5%. Is $3.22. So 8 minus. So that should be about $16.78 if I did the math right, which there is no guarantee I did the math right. So about, 15, $16 as the profit on that. Cool? Now, where did I have this before? I moved something and took its spot. Okay, I'll just put you over here for now. Oh, okay. I also found, this was at a Goodwill. That's okay. It's all mixed what store it came from. Oh, hold on. Get that off the screen. You guys are talking fast today. I'm trying to keep up. Yep, you're spot on. Spot on, Yvonne. $12 to $15. Yeah. Yeah, and keep in mind, not everything is going to sell. Now, the reason you want really good margins like that, you are not going to sell every single thing up at the price that you anticipated. So you have to take that into account and know that you have to cover the cost of the items that didn't sell. Some items maybe you're just going to break even on, after fees, of course. And that happens, if you watch the shipping videos, you're going to see that I'm selling things for under $10, and those are pretty much just getting my money back out of them, not making real good margins on there. But if you shoot for an average selling price of 25 and up, you can do really good in this business if you can buy right. Yes. Yeah, yeah. All right. Yeah. Do resellers make money on shipping? Some do. Some do. Although, as I talked about, that USPS, those deep discounts that are given that the public doesn't really see, those are supposedly going away. So that's going to hurt some sellers. That is going to hurt some sellers. eBay does charge fees on the shipping. That's the other thing. So keep in mind that 11.5%, the seller pays that on the amount of shipping paid as well. So yeah. Okay, so I got this little wood box. This is a technique known as marquetry. It's where different pieces of wood are put together. Thought it was really nicely done. It's just very quality. It's got some weight to it. A lot of times you'll get this stuff and it doesn't have that weight. And I have not peeled the sticker to see if there's anything on the bottom. Ooh, there might be. It was $2.49, which I have to remember so I can mark it on my spreadsheet. All right. I don't think that's actually a mark. It might be. That might have been like a smudged mark. What do you guys think? Was that a mark or not? Ooh, hard to say. Hard to say. And this was hand turned. So here's a little clue. You see that dot? So this is like on a piece of glass where it's a pontil because that's where it got broke off of the glass blowing cane. When something is hand, turned wood, meaning they're carving with it on like a turner and they're kind of grinding away, it sits on a little spindle. And you can see this sat on the spindle, and what they did was actually filled this in afterwards. That's pretty cool. That was done as a quality piece. Yeah, it turned on a lathe. Thank you. I didn't know the technical term. Okay, you got, yeah, I think it might be a smudge signature. So now since there's no way to read what that signature is, I'll show you how I would try to look this little bad boy up. What do we know about it? It's wood. I'm going to try marquetry, but that might not work. Well, look, this is a term that is used. All right, so eBay's showing me some really pretty things at some really pretty prices. Now, these are much, much fancier, as you can see. But I always like to look at it because, again, once my eye kind of has seen what's out there, who knew this stuff sold for over $100? You're liable to find this at a thrift store, and it will just look like a cool box. Would you have known that it was worth $135? Maybe even more, because that was on auction and it just got the opening bid. So you might actually even get more for something like that. But I digress. Here we go. Dun, 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 dun. See, here's one that has a scene on it. Fancy schmancy. Now we're getting like a little bit smaller. This one is rectangular. Again, different. Ooh, I like that. All right, keep going, Danny. Hey now, what do we see here? Huh. So now I don't know by looking at this how big this is, but boy, oh boy, does that look like the same piece. So let's go look at the original listing. And what I'm going to do is look for, okay, they put matches in it, so I can kind of tell the size now. Did this one have signature? See, theirs didn't have a signature either. No signature. But this makes me very happy. Again, this was a gut purchase, just looking at the eye appeal, the quality. I mean, sometimes just the quality on this stuff is your giveaway. Yeah, look at that. So what are they saying about this? So you can get a lot of information that you can go and do more research. Huh. So theirs had matchboxes in it. So that's kind of how they, I would not have thought that this was teak, but I guess I could see where this was teak. And they call it marquetry, marquetry. Ooh, that's a mouthful. Okay, let's go back and see if there's any others. Make sure it wasn't just an anomaly. But that's very exciting. Like right now, I know I could get 50 bucks for it, even if that was an anomaly. You see, even though this little round one looks like it only sold for $16, look at the shipping. $42 of shipping. So this is it. This is how I figure it out. This is not quite the same, but similar. And again, it didn't sell for 13. It sold for whatever that best offer was, plus $38 shipping. And it's not going to cost more than $8 to ship this little puppy. So, ta-da! Yeah, we're going to go with, and I'll use the words from that other description. No problem. No problem. Now what I might do up here just to narrow it down is put round. Let's see what happens if I put round. There. That's the only one, but that's enough. That's enough for me to list the same item. And I don't know, is that teak? I guess it could be teak, right? It definitely could be teak. We'll go with it. Yay. Happy, happy. Good question. That's because some sellers like to try to make their money in the shipping, try to fool people, try to come up differently in search, just trying to manipulate. It is the very reason that eBay started charging final value fees on shipping, because of sellers like that. That's who ruined it for us, because they never used to until, gosh, how many years has it been? I'm going to say, what, 6, 7, 8 years ago they switched to that. Before that, your shipping was your shipping. Yeah. All right. I know they described it as a humidor. I don't think I'd describe it as a humidor, but I think I could call it a match holder, like mid-century match holder. Why not? Okay, we're off to a good roll here. I don't pick up plates generally. I have an aversion to plates. I don't know what it is. I can't explain it. It just is what it is for me. But I do like fish. So, and generally these old fish plates are of makers like Limoges. I'm trying to think of the other one. I have sold several, and it's not really marked on the back, meaning it was probably not meant for export. This was going to be sold wherever it was made. I'm leaning towards this being French or Italian, just based on the art of the fish, you know, just based on how he looks. So all I know about this right now is it's a porcelain fish plate. Antique. I would say he's antique. So that's how I would look him up. So let's go look him up. So I'm going to put antique fish plate, just so we don't get a gazillion. Oh, I still got a gazillion results. Look at that. Wowza. So now I'll go over in categories. Let's go into Limoges. Oh, that's a more reasonable amount to look through. And let's just see the ones that are Limoges, so you can get an idea. Let's see, theirs have a little more color. This one's quite similar. Quite similar. That's an oyster plate. That's really nice. But you can see why I was leaning toward it being French or Italian. So I'll probably put this on auction. And, oh, where am I? I'll probably put this on auction. And this is the kind of piece I might start at like $9.99 and let the market tell me what it's worth. Just for fun and giggles. All right. And I spotted that now. I thought this was a korok, C-O-U-R-O-C, but on closer inspection, it's the same material, but this is all painted, and koroks are inlaid. Korok is known for all the different materials that are used to make the designs, and this one, I can feel the texture of the paint, but the material is the same, and I know it's vintage because it's got the little vintage made in Japan guy. So it was $3.49. So I can't really look it up as korok. So it's lacquer. I'm thinking it's lacquer, right? All right. How do I decide what goes on auction? I am so glad you asked that. So I decide what goes on auction based on if, like in that result, I can't find this specific plate. I don't know if it's a $10 plate or a $110 plate. So I will put it on auction at an enticing starting price and a price to where even if it sells at the opening bid, I've still made a little money, and it's probably made me money by pulling people into my store to shop for other things. So it's called a loss leader. So it's kind of like when Walmart does their 28-inch TV for $50 and they've got 5 of them available, kind of like that's a loss leader. They're pulling people into the store. They're not making money on those. They're basically selling them at about their cost, but the idea is to get people in shopping, right? Because you're more likely to go and say, hey, what else can I find in here? So that's the premise behind starting something on auction, that you start it low, you get people excited. The other things that I do at auction are, like, if I knew that plate sold, let's say in the $50 range in perfect condition, and I found a chip on it, I would put it at auction. Again, I'd probably start it at like $9.99, and I would let the market decide how much that chip devalued it. So those are the kind of things I put at auction. Yeah. Or things that are not like in my niche, things that are going to go in my store and sit there because I'm not really driving traffic to that category. Like if I get military things or some ephemera and I want to list them, I'll do those at auction just to move them quickly. So those are kind of my things. So thank you, souvenir tray. That is a good phrase to use. So let's go with that. Let's go with San Francisco souvenir tray. Oh, look what we got. Oh, it had to take me out of Limoges. So here we go. Am I still? Yep. All right. All right. Oh, very, very similar. Yep. So this is an item that I could either run it on auction to get my money back, or I could price it and send it down to my booth at the antique mall, and I know I can get 12 or 13 bucks for it, which is probably what I'll do. I'll get my 12 bucks for it down at the antique mall, not have to put any time or energy into taking pictures. All I got to do is make a tag for it. Okay. But it was worth picking up and researching, because worst case, I only make 10 bucks on it instead of 20. There you go. Yep. I really am trying to, like, I don't want to be rude and sit here and like, I have to look over here and I have to read your guys' comments. I wish I could just divide my brain in half and like, yeah. You guys are talking about PayPal versus your credit card. Yes, PayPal takes money from sellers. PayPal takes 2.9% plus a 30-cent transaction fee, but sellers are no longer going to be able to use PayPal. So that's kind of becoming a non-issue. We're all being moved into managed payments and having to send the money to our bank accounts. Yep. It's being done. Yep. I've made a couple of videos about the managed payments. If you have questions about that specifically, I've made, and I'll be making more. I'll definitely be making more. Yeah, so Crazy Lamp Lady has a business model that works for her because she has a huge following. So I don't recommend you guys do everything on auction unless you have built up, and it doesn't have to be on YouTube. It can be through social media, or it can be through your own website, whatever that is. If you have built up a following that loves the stuff that you're selling, and you know that you're going to list up and people are going to come and bid for it, you can do that. She has a magnificent business doing that. She starts everything at $4. It's awesome. I love it. I aspire to it because nothing sits around and waits to be sold. So it's just a completely different business model, and the market decides the price. Market decides the price. I kind of do the reverse thing. I price it and then have best offer, and I'll lower the price the longer it sits, kind of thing. So it's just a different business model, and it works. Yeah. How important is it to have different payment options, and what do you think is best? Well, eBay decides that, and eBay has decided that it is best to have more, which is the reason they're doing the whole managed payments thing, because it opens it up. Now customers can pay with Google Pay, Apple Pay, PayPal, every kind of credit card imaginable. It really opened up the door for more payment methods, and eBay handles all of that for us. So that's a beautiful thing. Beautiful thing. Yes. Yep, yep, yep. This is true. It's hard to get anything from popular YouTubers at auction because people want to get anything from them. Yeah, I'll tell you. I bid on some of Jocelyn's stuff all the time, and I get outbid like crazy. It's good for her. It's really good for her. That's why I'm more about, I'll put it up there and then make me an offer. Just make me an offer. Another good question. Why do some sellers buy things that are chipped, even though they may be vintage or a good buy? Won't that work against you with buyers? Not if you disclose it. And I really work to stay away from things that are damaged or chipped, but it happens, and sometimes it happens after you get it home. And then instead of completely losing money, like I said, perfect example. I have a piece of Steuben glass that was perfect when I bought it. I paid $350 for it. It was worth $2,000. So that was a good buy, right? But my hired help dropped it. It's painful to even talk about. She dropped it. And it didn't break completely, but it got some chipping on one edge, which greatly reduced the value of it. So, but I still, I will eventually list that on auction. I haven't yet. I've still been trying to figure out a way to fix it, but I will list it at auction and try to get back out of it what I have into it. Yeah, because now that $2,000 piece of glass is probably only worth about $350. Yep. Yep, yep, yep. Yeah, good point. Not everybody bidding is a reseller, and most are. I don't bid on Jocelyn's stuff to resell it. I'm bidding on it because I love the stuff. I'm in this because I love the stuff. I mean, the stuff I sell, I love the stuff. So, and then I have certain things like when she picks up a tortoise, I have to bid on the tortoises. Yes. All right. So again, I'm in the plate section. This drew attention because of the age. I could obviously see this is real crazing. We talk about fake crazing, real crazing. I want to show you this. I'm trying to make sure this is focused. Focus, focus. You see that real fine and it's not even. It's got different little patterns. Hope that's coming through. Can you guys see that? It's got some discoloration that is under the glaze. This has some age on it. That happens from just hot, cold, temperature changes, humidity changes over time, improper storage, and sometimes it's just not made in a quality way. Although you would think a piece of Red Wing would be quality. But all of those blotches, all of that discoloration is under the glaze. Yep. So I picked it up because of its age and the fact that it is Red Wing. I don't know if it's worth anything. We're going to find out. It's like drum roll. All right, let's bring up Red Wing plate. And that's all I know. I don't know a pattern. I'm going to put Red Wing plate. And I'm going to narrow down to the category that has Red Wing. And so I guess they're known for kind of these squarish plates, huh? It's not the Fantasy. It doesn't have those flowers. Like this almost looks like Stangle. It looks like, you know, Stangle and Red Wing were kind of working at the same time. Let's see. We're still in a $60 range here. So we're not counted out yet. Come on, where are you? Come on up. Come on, little Red Wing. I don't know what kind of flower this is either. What kind of flower would you guys say that is? I'm trying not to go like too fast, but I'm trying to go fast enough to get through this and try to find it. Yes, you are correct, Linda, that the crazing happens because the layers and the clay and the glaze and everything, they change differently. Yes. But it's temperature and humidity related. Ooh, that's pretty. I would be happy if this was worth 20, 30 bucks, which was kind of my leaning. Camilla? You know, we may not find it, which is always good. I always tell people, if you can't find your item, that's a good thing. That actually means rarity. Okay, my wrist is getting tired of holding that up. I know, I do the same thing. I was hollering at somebody the other day through my TV screen. Get that. You know, it's hard to watch other people pass stuff up. All right, I am not finding this one. So I'm down to the point where I kind of disregard the pricing and I use these bottom numbers more for identification. So I can't find the exact one. So in that case, this would be an item I could list on auction because there isn't exactly one like it that I can find. You think it's a rendition of a rose? Floral will see. I don't know. Floral will weed out some of the listings. Oh, floral. I thought you were saying floral will weed. It's like, what's a floral will weed? Focus, camera, focus. So, yeah. So now there's two directions I could go. I could go into Google. I could go into replacements. I could go dig a little more, figure out what flower they call this, or I can just put it on auction, describe it to the best of my ability, and see where it goes, which is probably what I'll do because time is money. Time is money. All right, this is a piece that really intrigued me. Now, I normally say if it's got a .com on the bottom, it's not that old. I mean, it could be from the 80s, but .com boom really didn't happen until the 90s. So it could be vintage, and it may very well be vintage, but I want to know first why. Why does it have a slot and spots? What would you do with this bowl? And this is like a handle here. Is it like a gravy pour thing? Is that to get the chunks out or something? I'm a little puzzled by this one, but it was interesting enough that I had to pick it up. It's a yarn bowl? A yarn? I could see that. Oh, okay. Well, let's look up the pottery. It is Blue Room Pottery. Now, if it didn't have this sticker on it, I would have never known that based on this mark. Like, I would have known there was a mark there, but would have had no idea that was Blue Room Pottery. So let's go see. Oh, you guys are saying Red Wing Blossom Time. Ooh, I'll have to go back and look that up. Actually, let me look that up real quick before we look at this, since I already have Red Wing there. I'm just going to put Blossom. Let's see what happens. Comes up with an apple. What if I look at actives? Look, it is Blossom Time. You guys are the best. Looky, looky. Now let's see what a single plate goes for. That's awesome. So somebody had some really good research skills that you went and found that. I love it. We're not finding a single plate. There's a single $15 shipping. That's probably about right. This one's in much better condition. So that one may end up going down to the booth unless somebody says, list it, Danny, list it. I would list it at auction at $9.99 and one time see if it's sold, or I would just take it to the booth. Now these are bread plates. They're smaller. In fairness, mine's a dinner plate, but there's a dinner plate for $8.09 plus $11.54, like $20. So see, I could put it at the booth for like $15. Yep. Okay. So let's look at Blue Room Pottery. Let's see if that's a thing. Oh boy, it's going to bring me up. All right, I want to look in pottery and glass. So this happens sometimes. Let's go over to solds because that's what really matters anyway. 37 results. So notice these are not Blue Room Pottery. It is just bringing up things that have those same words. So I really have to look through here. Yep, no. All right. So now I'm going to look for pottery yarn bowl scents. No, I don't want a pottery barn bowl. I want a yarn bowl. Oh, look, there we go. So I can see that I can probably list this for $29.99. I just learned something, guys. I would have never known that that was a yarn bowl. I'd eventually figured it out. I would have gone over and looked up this Blue Room. I can't type with something in front of me. Go over there. Blue Room Pottery.com. Let's hope there's nothing bad when this pulls up. Oh, they're still in business, and this piece here is very similar. So they sold that for $74. That's a colander in that same pattern. Look at that. So it's an expensive pottery. Very interesting. Let's put, do they have a search? There's no search. search. Let's see if they have a yarn bowl. There we go. Here's their yarn bowls. Now, the other thing you can do is if you find something on a retail website like this, by all means, go in, use their description. There's nothing wrong with that description. Copy, paste that. You don't want to put you want to make it absolutely fit what you're listing, but it's got your measurements. It's got all the information, like why work so hard. They've already figured it out. Boom. Who knew? I forgot to look. What was that selling for? $42. Say $42 yarn bowl. So I'll do $29.99 on that. I'll do $29.99. Yeah, I picked it up because it was weird. And just something told me it was unusual. Yeah. Yeah, what else could you use that for? Because we're like, what else can you use that for? I don't know why my mind was going to like measuring spaghetti when I saw that part. I just was. All right, here's a piece. If you watch the video, I actually almost left this behind. And I was kicking myself when I gave it that second look. I'm trying to figure out which side is up here. Here we go. So I don't know if this is going to come through. Can you guys see the mark in there? Ever so faintly. So who knows what that mark is? This mark right here. Let me show you something. We'll show you what that mark looks like better, I think. And I think it's in this book. Hold on. Stand by. I have something to show you. Here we go. Yep. So it's the English registry mark. And it tells you exactly when it was made. Now, I'm probably going to have a little trouble making out the particulars. But this mark was used from 1842 to 1883. So I know I have a piece that dates to the mid 1800s. I'm going to see. Ah, shoot. My loop is down in my purse. Let me see if I can make out enough of this. You'd think I just bought these fancy new glasses, I'd be able to see something. Trying to see what the difference is between these. Okay, one has a K at the top. Does it have the K at the top? It does. It's the earlier mark. It's the 1842 to 1867. It's actually what is that? Ooh, is it? Ceramics. Okay, that's we know it's ceramics. Which is the one that has the actual year? Oh, there. What is that? It's a K. Mine actually has a K. 1857. 1850. Like you can date it exactly based on that mark. It's a beautiful thing. I have to figure out how to upload this little chart because it's great. And then it'll even break it down to the month, which I can't make that one out. You can't see that one. So there we go. 1850s. And I almost put it back on the shelf. Actually, I did put it back on the shelf. And then I looked at it and I picked it back up again. But now I still don't know exactly what it is. I know it is flow blue, and I know it is an antique, and I know, I mean, some would call it a compote, some would call it a candy dish, some would call it a jar. So that's the part I got to figure out. I don't know who the maker is. The registry does not tell me that. It just dates it for me. There is another circle mark around it, but I cannot make that out. What I might be able to do is take a picture and then contrast it and make out some of that. But I'm going to see if I can find something similar. just based on what I know. So let's go over here. Yeah, I'll take a picture of the mark and work on it. But what I know, it is flow blue, and it is antique, and it is porcelain. So let's see what happens if I just put in those terms. Not so bad, right? 108. But this also lets you see what else is out there that you want to be looking for. Now I'm looking for a piece that may not look exactly the same because it won't have a lid, or I mean, it may have a lid in the picture and this doesn't have a lid. Not that I know for sure that this had a lid. It's just my inclination. I'm just looking for what other term to call this to get me closer. So I'm not finding what I want this way. So what I might do is go back up, because I know it's worth more than that. I'll take it the flow blue. So I'm going to put in English registry mark. Oops. Let's look in all categories. It's only going to show me 4. So that's not a search term. This one's going to take a little more digging. And the reason I will actually put the work into this is because I suspect it is worth a lot more than I think. Because it's not only is it that old, but it's got the flow blue. So I am going to, yeah, it probably had a lid and an underplate. You're right, Debbie. You are right. Yeah, it's shaped like a tureen, but I'm sure it was some kind of a little serving dish. Now, the reason it may not have had a lid, though, is because, look, there is a gold highlight on the rim, accent painted on the, and normally if it had a lid, they would not have painted that inner rim. So it may not. It might be like an open sugar. It's a little big for an open sugar, but the other way I might be able to look it up is by the branch handles. That's, you search flow blue soup tureen. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to just real quick, I am going to branch handles. Let's see. I don't look at it. It automatically took me to cabinet pulls. Let's look in antiques first. Oh, look at that cockatoo. I like him. Okay. Nothing there. Let's look in pottery and glass. So Heron did those kind. It's encouraging. Ooh, some pretties. Some very pretty things. I like pretty things. Yeah, I'm not finding it. I love it. Now, this is an item I might put this on auction, but I would not start it at $9.99. I would not be happy if this sold at $9.99. I would probably start this at an auction at $49.99 because I suspect it is worth in the $80 to $100 range. That's my gut feeling. So I'm not like in a hurry to move a piece like this because it is a more rare piece, and I don't mind if it hangs out for a while. All right. I'll carefully put you over there. I can't believe I almost left that behind. You'll see on like the video that I walked by and I'm like, oh yeah, okay. You say, oh, maybe sugar cubes. Oh, it's good. Okay, so you guys want me to look up tureen. Tureen what? Flow blue tureen. All right, I'll look up flow blue tureen. Let's see what comes up. Are you guys looking in solds or actives? Oh, I see the flow blue here. Oh, oh, Spode. Spode made one. Similar. You know, Spode copied a lot of the stuff too. Ah, I bet it's this. Hold on. I'm just looking to see if it's this maker. Nope. See, that's a completely different mark. This mark right here, I'm guessing is early 1900s, maybe late 1800s. Not quite the same, but we're getting out. I would say it's English. I'd lean towards English for sure. Yeah, like I said, I may dig a little more into this one just for fun. And like I said, there is a mark in there that if I dig a little bit, I'll be able to find. Oh, what did you find? What did you find? William Ridgway and Company of Staffordshire. Let's look. William Ridgway. Whoops. I'm not going to put the and company because that could be spelled different ways. Let's do that. Let's look in all categories. So 2 results. Oh, here we go. 1820s. Maybe. Like I said, it's a kind of a mystery piece. You're right. It is. It's definitely English because it's got the English registry mark. Duh. Yes, of course. Yeah. And polychrome. All good. You know what? I'll let you guys know what I find about it. I'll let you know. I'm going to dig on this one. All right. Got some Etsy talk going on over there. S. Alcock. Yeah, I'm going to dig into it more. But I want to show you more stuff. So I'll keep you guys posted what I come up with on that. Tonala. This is Tonala pottery made in Mexico. I mean, this is, you know, a $15 to $20 piece. I liked it because of the unusual shape. I believe they call this a banana vase. I paid $4.49 for it. You know what I did not like is their Goodwills did not give a senior discount. And I was with a friend who qualified. So I was a little miffed at that. Because we were in Arizona. Nevada is all about the discount every day. Weird how they're all different. I'm just going to put vase for a minute here. Oh, I guess we're going to get down to the soles first. 149. So you can see what Tonala pottery looks like here. Tonala pottery sells well, especially the Ken Edwards. And you will know Ken Edwards because it has a K-E. It doesn't spell out Ken Edwards, but it has a K-E that you want to watch for. So it can come in oranges, it can come in figural stuff. This is like the more common right here. But you can see, brings some good money. Oh, apparently a George Wilmot brings good money too. I had not seen that one. I mean, I would totally pick that up with the birds and the, what is that hanging on the side there? It looks like a little frog. I would totally pick that up. And then I would find out that it was worth money. So let's see. So I'm not finding the shape. Let me just make sure mine's not a Ken Edwards. No, it just says Mexico. Okay, just making sure. Just making sure. Yeah, so I'm not finding this particular shape. But I still know that just based on the other small vases about this size that I can list it at $29.99. I think it'll sell between 20 and 25. when I do that, but it's interesting. I can't find the shape though. Still think I'm good at $29.99. Yep. And then we get down to where I just don't even pay attention. Like ignore those prices. Because somebody's always willing to sell something cheap. You got to remember, eBay is filled with those who are making a business out of this, those who are hobby selling, still care about making some money, and then there are those who are just getting rid of stuff and just playing around with it. And those are the ones you'll see selling for really, really low dollars. So don't let those decide your pricing. All right. I picked this up because it got stuck to something else that I wanted. Yes, it's over there. But then I thought, wow, that's a really strong magnet. I think I need that. So first, before I steal the magnet, I want to make sure that this isn't worth, 20 bucks. All right, so I know, I love when it has writing on it. It's a magnetic sculpture. Let's just put that in there. Okay. Who knew? Look at that. It's similar to that, only it's got little men. Oh, look at that. Well, it looks like I am not stealing the magnet. It looks like I will be listing this. Yeah. Look at that. It's a $20 bill. Okay. Well, I'm glad I picked it up. And I know there's cheaper ones down here. Always going to be cheaper ones down here. This is new in the box. They're still in their little plastic package. So, and if it doesn't sell for 20 bucks, I will then steal the magnet. All right. This is one of my favorite finds. Oh, fan vase. Fan vase. Thank you. That is what that Tanala piece is. All right. Who would not have picked up the jackrabbit basket? Come on. I didn't even look at the price when I grabbed this guy. I was just like, oh yeah, you're going in my cart. Who wouldn't love a jackrabbit basket? He was $4.49. So I'm going to put you back over here while I look you up. And I have no idea what he's worth, but yeah, he's too cool. So let me pull up the rabbit rattan. I'm going to try not to just pull up a whole ton of, oh, okay. So there's an elephant for $39.90. How about, I'll have to take that out. All right. See, I knew I was going to get like 848. That's not going to work. Maybe it's a jackrabbit basket. Nope, nothing. Oh my goodness. Oops. He's not wicker. He's definitely rattan. Rattan basket. So now I'm just going to look at rattan. Oh my gosh. So many. Let's look under, let's go. Okay, we know it's brown. We'll pick a color. And we know it's rattan. So I'm narrowing this down just so I can try to find. And we know it is used. There we go. That'll narrow our listings a little bit. I think he actually could bring some good money. Those are plain old baskets, and they bring good money. You know what? I'm going to list them at 50 bucks. I am going to list little bunny. Hey, there's double frogs for 40. Yeah, that's what I'll do. I'm going to list bunny basket at $49.99. Yeah. Okay, so you guys are giving some suggestions. So if I put in rabbit woven basket, let's use your example. So I'm going to put in rabbit woven basket. Okay, let's just go there. Oops, let me screen back up. I'm not going to get very accurate pricing based on what I have. Now, what I saw when I went to Actives, what I saw was that similar figural baskets sell in the $40 to $50 range. Well, there you go. See, they're not calling this one rattan. I will call mine rattan. So they got them for $29.99. They don't have jackrabbit in here. So I would not base my price on this one, which is what I'm trying to teach you. It's so easy to go and say, I found one just like it. I'm going to price it the same. What I want you to consider is how you can make your listing more valuable. So this seller has a great picture, and I think they're doing themselves a disservice with this title, because if someone's looking for a hand-woven twig bunny rabbit boho basket, rabbit-shaped basket decor vintage, and I said that out loud on purpose, do you hear how there's nothing there that flows? There's nothing there that rolls off your tongue. It's not what somebody would type into the search engine to find that item. Someone who wants an expensive rattan basket in the shape of a rabbit is going to put in rabbit rattan basket or planter. I guess I'm calling it a basket, and it's not. Yeah, it's a basket. Or it's a planter. So you want to use the phrasing, and I'm going to come back on here. You want to use the phrasing in your title that is closest to what someone would put into the search to find your item. And you want your item to come up first. And the way you do that is having the most relevant title to what the person's looking for. So I'm going to put mine in there at $49.99, and I'm going to call mine a rattan jackrabbit basket planter. That's it. I'm not going to add all those extra words like this seller did over here. Don't stuff your title with words just to stuff your title with words, because now when somebody goes searching for it, the likelihood that my listing's going to come up and theirs is not is really high, because I'm using words they're not. I'm using more words of value and less words overall, so that the ratio of words that the buyer puts into the search compared to what's in my title will match. Does that make sense for you guys? Because that's really important in making your titles, is trying to predict what the customer is going to put in that search bar, and then making your title as close to that phrasing as possible. Yeah, it's a rattan. It's definitely a rattan. Rattan is the dark brown. I mean, it is a twig. That's what rattan is. But this is absolutely considered rattan. Yeah. I don't know how old it is. Might not be old. I'm not selling it on the old factor, just on the groovy cool factor. Yeah. Twig rabbit basket. Yeah. Okay. So let me put that in. Twig rabbit basket. Let me share my screen. Okay. So we're still sorted by highest first. So we've got that one that we already found. All right. He's the only one that's got one like that. And there's no solds. Okay. So I don't know how old that listing is. Doesn't say. But I suspect he's not getting found when somebody searches for rattan rabbit basket. Yeah, see, his isn't coming up. So that may be the very thing somebody's looking for, and it's not going to come up in the search. And then all we have is this elephant and rabbit, 2 vintage wicker rattan baskets. and they're only showing one. Don't do that either. If you have 2 baskets, show 2 baskets. Now I have to look. I have to see what the other ones are that they're not showing. Okay, I'm really confused by this listing. Anybody else confused? Wow. Okay, and they still sold it. That's why they sold it for only $40 for 3 baskets. That they could have probably gotten $40 a piece, but they didn't show the picture that way. Fixable stuff. Fixable stuff. Yeah. Hair retain, decor. So is decor a word that somebody's using to search? So there's no like wrong words unless it's not the word that somebody is using to find the item. That's when it gets to be the wrong word. So, and sometimes if your item sits, one thing you can do is go back, end that listing, sell similar, but change your title around, and you will show up completely different. Completely different. Flip the basket over. I'll put twig in my title too. I will put twig in the title now that I know there's others called twig. So I won't leave that word out, but it just won't be one of my first ones. Yeah. Yep. It's for a yarn bowl. Either you're really, really behind, Linda, or you're saying that could be used for the yarn bowl too. I'm not sure which it is. You might be really behind. Okay. Let me put you down here. This thing. Not old at all. I haven't even looked on the bottom yet. Look at this. How stinking cute is that? This is I will take this out of here. I will clean it up. Little trick, if you ever get something like this that has candle wax, like so, the way that you get that out of there is, and this piece comes off of here, I will pop this in the freezer overnight, and in the morning I will be able to just plunk that thing right out of there, because it kind of shrinks and it lets go of the material. In this case, it's porcelain, but it'll let go of anything. I do that with metal, porcelain, resin. You can pop it right out by using the old freezer technique. Okay, so now, moment of truth. I'm looking. Oh! That was just the candle piece. I'm looking at the bottom. There's nothing on the bottom. So I don't know who made this. My customer for this is going to be someone who has the same reaction that the lady in the store did when she walked by my cart and saw it. She was falling over herself with how cute that was. And that is the reaction you want from customers. So we know it's a mixer and we know it's a candle warmer. So mixer, it's not a candle warmer, it's a wax melter. And I might not be using the right words here. Let's see. Oh, very similar, huh? Very similar on that one. So what words did they use? Marex. Mixer, melter. Let me use okay, what? It's a mixer. What other word do I use besides mixer? I don't know what to call it. Old fashioned? Let's try that. No, that didn't work either. I'm in all categories. What do you call it? Let's just look at wax melter and let's look under candle holders and accessories. So you can see some sell really high if they're like cute novelty things. Blender. I mean, it's not really a blender, but maybe. I figured I was going to list it for $29.99. It's kind of like my go-to price. Oh, look. Oh, Yankee Candle made things like this. So maybe it is a Yankee Candle. Was somebody saying that? Is this the one you were talking about? That this is the Yankee Candle? Oh, okay. Well, let me do that. Yankee Candle mix. Let me try it. Oops, let me try all categories. All right, Yankee Candle mixer. Close. That one's close, but not the same. $22. I don't know, guys. Not finding the same one. Candle kitchen mixer, mixmaster, tart warmer, burner, tea light. Oh, those are great words. Yeah, kitchen mixer. It's for heating. Whoops, guys, you're going too fast. It's, where did I see that? It's for heating fragrance oils. Okay, I could see that. Or I could just see it, you know, for heating the wax, for schmelly schmelly. Oh, in the Midwest, you would call this a blender. Ah, see? I just learned something. We would just call it a mixer out here. Heating oil, not wax. Heating oil, not wax. Okay. Yeah, well, somebody used it for heating the wax, so, huh. It was very cute, though. I love it. All right. You see my kitties back here? So we went to this Goodwill, and it would have been afternoon. Oh, by the way, look how good I'm being. This is just flavored sparkling water. I'm pretty much done with Dr. Pepper. I can't believe I just said that. My Dr. Pepper is no more. See if I can do it. See if I can do it. But we went into this Goodwill that had a cart full of stuff, and there was two people, two employees, pulling stuff off the cart and putting it on shelves. And there was a big sign on the cart that explained, for our employees' safety, please, blah, 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 don't touch the items on the cart. Total respect. You give me a rule, follow it, no problem. So I know a lot of people have told me, how dare I touch stuff on the cart back from when I got slapped at the Goodwill. And just so you know how you call things different on the West Coast and the East Coast. Well, every Goodwill is different too. All the Goodwills here in Nevada have never had a rule about taking stuff off the cart. But right after the whole lockdown situation, and when things first opened back up, everybody was crazy in these Goodwills. I mean, and I'm not just talking the employees, I'm talking the people. I'm like, I dreaded going in. As much as I wanted to thrift shop, that first experience was, whoa, I'm going to wait. I'm just going to wait until the frenzy is over. But that very same Goodwill, I had always shopped off the carts. In fact, I have a video where the employee is actually pulling stuff and showing me, here, what about this? Here, what about this? Like, they encourage it. And so that was my experience. It's like, you see something on the cart, you go grab it off the cart. So here in the Arizona Goodwill, when I saw the sign, I knew I couldn't grab off the cart. It was like, I'm not dumb, guys. I do respect rules. So it's just different things, different places. And almost every Goodwill I've been to since then here in Nevada has not had a problem. I've asked, even with no sign, I've asked, is it okay to grab that off the cart? And they're like, yeah, go for it, you know. So yeah, I did. I got slapped. Like, I mean, I don't want to get slapped again. I mean, the woman was not standing at the cart when I walked up to it. It was by itself. I walked up and she just came running up and smacked my hand away. I was like, anyway, it's over. It's in the past. I'm careful now. So I'm watching them unload this cart and watching them put these kitties on the shelf. 1, 2, 3 kitties. And these are leather. They're leather covered. Oh, now they're going to have their backs to us. All right, over here. All right, must take a sip. I'm talking too much. So, of course, the minute those things hit the shelf, I was on it. So let's go see what they're worth. Because I don't know what they're worth. I bought them because they're cool. So we know they are leather. I'm just going to put the tiger in first. Leather tiger. Now this is where I'll go over and be category specific. I'm going to go into collectibles. Boom. See how that got me down to 43 results. And here's a large. Now this is more like, this guy's heavy. All right. Come here, kitty. He is heavy. He is big. Let me just show him to you first. It's a little different than this one I'm going to pull up. Oh, where's my mouse? Come back. So you can see this he's got some size. He's got his tail tucked though. He's kind of sad. He's a sad tiger. What's wrong, buddy? You're missing a tooth. You're missing a couple teeth. Maybe that's why you're unhappy. Okay. So maybe he's an old tiger. He's got his tail tucked. Get back. All right. Sorry, I got to get my tigers in a row here. All right. You can just go down here. How about that? Go to the floor. There we go. All right. So here is one. Let me go back to that screen. So here's one that's sold for between, now you have to take the combination of the selling price and the shipping. So this knife sold for $145. This jacket sold for $90. This tiger sold somewhere in between those two when you consider $20 plus this. So, you know, he probably brought $75, $80 for that guy. I paid $7.49. Mine is missing a few teeth, but I'd be happy with $50 for him. And as I go down, again, here's one of those ones that'll fool you. $13 with $56 of shipping. Come on. Here's another one. This one's 13 by 7, which is much smaller. That's about half the size of one of these. So yeah, I'm thinking these are probably in the $30 to $40 range each, which is why I picked them up. Yep. Kitty kitties. Yep, yep. All right. Oh, you have a tooth if I need it? You know what? I never fix stuff. I really don't. I will leave that to the next person who owns the item. If they want to do something, I never fix stuff. I just don't. Oh, okay, I just lied. Well, I actually haven't fixed it yet. I have 2 items sitting on my work table downstairs that both need to be repaired. One is an alabaster bird bath that needs to be glued back onto its pedestal. And it's totally worth it because it's a $50, $60 piece. And the other one is one of the mid-century ladies that I got in San Diego that I broke her arm stuffing her in my suitcase. You know that feeling when you hear something go snap? Oh, it killed me. But I saved the piece and I'm going to glue her back together because I think she's super rare. Okay. What else did I get? I got this. Now, I don't know. anything about who did this. I don't think there's a maker. No. So I'll tell you, I won't even research this. This is just based on my years of selling. I know I paid $5. I know it's a big, beautiful piece of pottery that is not signed. It is vintage, but not old. You can see the little splotches of glaze that got in there. I will sell this for about $40. And that's just from years of selling and experience. I've learned that a piece, a decorator piece like this will bring that. Now, this probably will sell over on Cherish because it's like a designer piece. Yeah. And I can't even believe I found another piece of Fenton just sitting there waiting for me. This is cranberry. It was $4.49. That's the thing. Everybody says, oh, Goodwill's grabbing all the good stuff and selling it online. No, they're not, because they have to know what the good stuff is. And to that worker in the back who has no idea about pottery and glass, something like this will slip through. Now, this isn't one of the pieces of Fenton that is going to make you rich by any means, but this is a good piece of Fenton. Ah, come on, cursor. So I know it is cranberry, Fenton glass. I'm just going to put vase. I would normally put in ruffled vase, but I'm going to put in vase because I want to show you what Fenton is going for these days and what you really should be looking for. So if you have the Fenton with the little white opalescent dots on it, pick that up. That one is extremely popular still. And you can see, you know, some of the pieces, even the hobnail can sell for very good money because look, here we are again. Now, somebody just said that that's usually an international seller. Let's look. Nope. That would be in Carver, Massachusetts, United States. So just a crazy seller. I don't care. You know what? If that seller watches this channel and sees that, I'm going to call you crazy for doing that. Okay, I'm just saying. Because that's crazy. Let's see. You got your daisy and fern, still very popular. These are Jack in the Pulpit vases, still very popular. Get down here. So Fenton is still a hot item. There are still major Fenton collectors out there. Yeah. Look at this. This is a fairly plain Fenton vase. $109. This tells me the millennials are liking the Fenton. I'm just saying. Your millennials are your new boomers. The millennials are the buyers. This is what we have to think about. This is why eBay is going to that managed payments and making all these different payment methods available, because the youngsters are using Google Pay and Apple Pay and all of that funky stuff. You see, prices on Fenton are still very good. Oh, looky, here we go. This is not exactly the piece, but it's very, very close. It has got the same optic little dots inside. This one sold probably sold in like $65 to $70. Let's see if I can find another one. See, nothing super fancy about this, and it still brought $55. There we go. This is 3 pieces. Dun, dun, dun. Here's the same. See, they're calling this a coin dot. I guess I could call it a coin dot. It's got the dots in it. $48 on that one. I'm pretty pleased that I spotted this on the shelf. I mean, I'm looking forward to going back to those same stores in about a month if they're going to put this kind of stuff on the shelf. Yeehaw! So you can see Fenton, and this is just in the cranberry. Fenton comes in so many different colors. Not all Fenton is marked. Fenton would have come with a sticker many times. They did not start marking their glass as far as an embossed mark until the 1970s. Yes, 1970s is when Fenton started marking things. Before then, it was just a sticker, and those stickers come off. So if you want to get into selling Fenton glass and learning about unmarked glass, Fenton has some very distinct patterns like this. I mean, I knew this was Fenton just sitting up on the shelf. Look at the ruffle, the way the ruffle's done, some of the different textures and things. A lot of them are painted, but it's, yeah. Yeah, the cranberry is very popular. I'm not sure that Fenton did an amber. Fenton didn't really do an amber. They're not known for an amber. They're known for blue. What are like the, oh, let's see. Now you're going to make me look. So if I just do a search for Fenton, let me take out the cranberry. Well, I mean, you've got some crazy Murinas. Those are pretty cool. I mean, literally just do a search for Fenton glass vase and you're going to see. They've got the Burmese. The Burmese is very much a Fenton-centric color. Let me go over here. So we got blue, white, pink, green, red. I'm going to open up yellow and see what comes up. Because even yellow is not your typical amber. So their yellow is yellow. It's a topaz yellow, which is still highly desirable. And this will glow. It will glow under black light. Couple sellers are showing you. Da, da, da. So I guess they did do like there's not very much amber out there. One thing, because see, I don't even think this is Fenton. One thing about the Fenton company is they were smart and they knew how to judge the market. They knew when to introduce new pieces and patterns and colors. They were the masters at developing new lines and keeping. That's what made them so big. I mean, I can't believe they're gone. Honestly, it's kind of mind-boggling that such a fantastic glass company went out of business, basically. I don't know. They might be open in limited capacity, but now all of their molds and everything are out there. It's so copied and reproduced. So you have to be careful because when they went bankrupt, they sold off all the molds, all the stuff. It's like, oh, it's heartbreaking. Okay. Got to wrap it up. So I'm trying to decide what else to show you guys. Okay, how about this? So this is out of my niche. It's not something I normally sell, but I was passing by. I always go look at the pillows because I do sell pillows, and I saw this. Now, it smells like old lady perfume. I will tell you that much. I'm going to have to do something about that. It was $3.49. It is a huge, either a bedspread or tablecloth, and my friend and I looked it over because we're like, is this machine done or is this hand done? And we have come to the conclusion it is hand done because we can find places of, you know, unevenness where it's not exactly the same stitching, you know, in places. So we are leaning towards this being a hand crocheted piece, which, okay, thank you. Fenton closed in 2011. I thought so. I wasn't sure if they reopened. I had heard some rumors that they reopened, but I thought they closed. Yeah, which is probably why the prices have gone up substantially again, because there's no more Fenton being made. Yep. It's a fab piece. So even though it is not my niche, we're going to go see how much I can sell it for. So it is a crocheted, let's just call it a tablecloth because I don't even know how big it is yet. I don't know what we got. Oh, look, what? So this is why I picked it up, because I know these things go for some big money. Check it out. I was thinking I'm going to get, you know, $75 to $100 for this piece. And these results pretty much tell me, yep, look at that. It looks pretty much like that. I've got to figure out if it's square, oblong. I'm going to have to lay it out. I'll probably lay it out on my bed and figure out what I got. But actually, it's very, very close to this one. So I'd be excited to get $100 for it. Yes, sirree. There we go. 89, 100, 69.99. Yuppers. Very hard to take pictures of these things. Very hard. But I will do it for that kind of markup. So that's my haul. Hand crocheted. Well, because I wasn't sure if it was. So when I'm doing searches, and if you've watched on my research demos, I put the least amount of words possible. I am looking for the broader results first, because not every seller will use the same words, but there are certain words that they must use for the item to come up. So that's why crocheted tablecloth, that covers whether it's hand crocheted or machine crocheted. It's going to show me all of them. Yep. It's either thread crochet or very thin wool. Yeah, so got to try to figure out what it is. They do. I actually sold one not too long ago. They really do sell at these prices. They really do. It is hand crochet. Okay. Oh, ain't that the truth? My mom's a crocheter. Believe me, I'm always telling her to up her prices. I don't know, Mom, are you still here? You were here a while ago. Are you still in the chat? I don't see her. I don't see her talking. Yeah, my mom is a crocheter and makes some pretty cool stuff. She used to sell these baby blankets. She used to only ask like $25 for them. And I'm like, Mom, no. I got her up to $75 now, I think. So, and they sell. I mean, that's just it. You know, you have to appreciate. Oh, there she is. All right. You have to appreciate the amount of work that goes into this stuff. Is that what you're asking for your blankets now? It's like 75. I think that's the price. I remember. She's now really concentrating on making fidget sleeves for people with dementia and Alzheimer's. And she custom made, she's over on Etsy. She's not on eBay anymore, but on Etsy, she makes these custom themed, they put it on their sleeve. It's crocheted, put it on their sleeve, and it's got buttons and keys and pom-poms and just little things that they can, you know, fidget with. Yeah. She sells her blankets for $79.99 now. Yes, there you go. Yep. Oh, thank you, Karen. You are so welcome. I love sharing this stuff. More than just sharing this stuff with you, I love hearing your success stories. Like, if something that I share and tell you results in you getting a big win, I would love to know about it, because I really, really dig that. Dig it, dig it, dig it. I love to see others succeed. Warms my heart. Yes. My listing, there is a link in the description. There's always a link in every description of my videos for you to go over to my eBay store and go check out what I have over there. And if there is something that you see, please, please, please feel free, make an offer and let me know you are one of my viewers. That holds a lot of clout with me in accepting offers. Keep that in mind. Oh, we'll have to do a whole thing on photos, won't we? Good lighting. Good lighting is your key to photos. I will tell you that right now. The box in poly bags, Jessica, the box in poly bags has to do with something, and I don't use this a whole lot. I think it's going to run into trouble once it's not being used the way it was meant to be used. But there is a mode of shipping called cubic foot shipping, something like that. And on pirateship.com, you can select that the item is in a bag, and you simply give 2 dimensions. So it's the dimensions of the bag, not taking into consideration, the thickness of it. But if you can put a box in a bag, you ship it under that cubic weight, I guess maybe they call it even. And it is a cheaper rate. I don't like to do it. I don't feel right about doing it. Uh-oh. Miss Sunny, what is the item? Maybe I can solve the dilemma for you. I want to know what the item is now. Do tell. Tiger Purple. If you are interested in something and reach out to me before I list it, if you want to send me an offer through imthenichelady@gmail.com, if you make me an offer before I list it, because I can sell it to you for a lot less without having to pay the fees and do all the work to list it first. So I'm always up for that. Cubic rate. Thank you. Cubic rate. Yes. Giant clamshell that is over 2 feet wide. Oh, those are big money. Those are big money. So what you can find out, so who wants to sell and who doesn't? Are you the for selling it or against selling it? Tell me that first, and then I can solve your dilemma. Light boxes are great. If you're going to sell a lot of little stuff, light boxes work great, Sheila. Yep, absolutely. Yep. I want to solve this dilemma now for Miss Sunny. So while we're waiting, I'm going to pull up. Your husband gave it to you as a wedding gift, and you want to sell it. Okay. All right. Here we go. So the husband, so his feelings are getting hurt because you want to sell it. I'm guessing that's probably the issue, right? It isn't about money for him. Am I getting that right? So you have to come at it from an angle of acknowledging that for him, that there's something like he's taking it personal that you want to sell it. And so you got to deal with that piece, that emotional piece first. Because I'd say, that's a tough one. You do not want to hurt your hubby's feelings over this, unless like you really need the money. But it may motivate him to know this. Of course, gotta love this very first one. They put their dog in it to show the size. But you might want to just show him the prices of the clamshells. And this could be a motivator once you deal with that emotional part. And then I would say agree on a price, like we're not going to sell it for less than, $600 or $500. Decide what that price is that you guys can both agree on. Make him part of the selling process. But those clamshells do sell for big money. Been married almost 50 years, but we're old. And I say use the money. Who do we leave it to? Okay, here's how you can solve that. I love this. Is there someplace you want to go or something you want to do together that you could agree with him that the money you make from selling that is designated for that thing that you do together, so that you can take that gift and make a memory out of it? There you go. I know men generally are about money, right? But maybe not in this case. Maybe not in this case. Yep, the kids are going to sell it for sure. Yeah, and if you don't have kids, then what? It's going to end up at a Goodwill. You don't want that either. Well, I mean, all the other sellers want you to do that. Yep. There's always more to, any kind of debate or argument, and even all this stuff that's going on in the Facebook world. There's usually emotion behind it. And if you can get to the emotion and deal with the emotional part and show the person, number one, that you understand and respect, acknowledge that they're having that feeling, then they can come into a place of being open to what you have to say, and that you're not just like coming at them, because we all go into defense mode, like, ah, we're so ready, we're already thinking about how we're going to respond to something when things are getting thrown at us. So yeah, I agree. Congratulations on 50 years. That's beautiful. I love it. I love it. What goes for 75 to 150, Dan? What goes for 75 to 150? Not big old clamshells. Those big old clamshells can go for like $1,500. Because it takes a long time for those critters to get that big. Yeah. Yep. All right, guys. I have only got a small portion of my shipping done for the day, and it is 110 here in Vegas today, which means my garage is probably sitting at about 94. So this is going to be fun. So thank you again. I can't even express I'm really, really bad about asking for help. I hate having to ask for help. But there really was no decision I was just not going to pay my rent this month. Literally. I was using my rent money to bail Ozzy out of the hospital and get him the treatment that he needed so he could survive. And you guys all made it possible. And I'm just like, I'm just so overwhelmed, how cool this community is. Resellers rock, YouTubers rock, all of you rock. And I really, really appreciate you so much, so much. Yes. All right. You guys, go be profitable and make it fun, and watch for all the videos coming this week. I'm churning them out. All right. See you next time, guys. Bye.